I'm Randolph Oxhead, Professor of Art History at Christ Church College, Cambridge, filling in for tonight's regular host, Mervyn Blagg, who sadly can't be with us for this South Bank special, which focuses on the work of the conceptual artist Dremmelone Schinkerschlenker, whose installation was unveiled this weekend at the Great Modern Gallery's Turbine Hall. Schinkerschlenker's had a remarkable career. Some say it started off when he was a child. His father was building a barbecue, and the young Schinkerschlenker, the young Dremmelone, took an old breeze block, smeared it with concrete, took two old scrubbing brushes, pushed them into the cement at 30-degree angles, and said, "Look, Daddy, walrus chops." That objet d'art has now been snapped up by the Scacchi collection and is worth approximately £250,000. Dremmelone Schinkerschlenker went on to Goldsmiths College, where he was celebrated for his tungsten kipper exhibition, which featured such objects as a stick of rock that's 6 foot long, studded with human teeth and fillings, through which run words tooth, decay, plaque, and so on. He then went on to do some in-house installations. He went into an operating theatre, scrubbed up with the surgical team, and sterilised a piece of artificial dog's mess, which was then literally placed on the living brain of the patient who was undergoing some kind of cerebral surgery, with the patient's consent, of course. This work was entitled Shithead. He then went into an old people's home, and this is where he won the Gurner Prize for installing a series of cooling elements in the old people's home, resulting in a 3-inch layer of ice, much akin to the skating rink. This work was entitled Good Night, Mr. Neck of Femur. He then branched out into postmodern juxtaposition by commissioning some cartographers to reproduce Tolkien's Middle-earth in the format of a detailed ordnance survey map, which roughly brings us up to date with the exhibition at the Great Modern, Leshk, Meshk, Gnosh. Now, this performance installation consists of a series of enormous paintings, well, 3 enormous paintings featuring these characters: Leshk, Meshk, Gnosh. Leshk, Meshk, Gnosh. Now, once the viewer has come to grips with the scale of this enormous triptych, as they walk into the Turbine Hall, they will then notice a white grand piano, with which seated is a musician and the artist himself in a white suit. And every hour on the hour, the musician begins with the tune, and Mr. Schinkerschlenker then stands up and sings, "Mr. Leshk, Mr. Meshk, Mr. Gnosh." Now, what does this mean? The artist himself asserts that fictional and historic characters, from Mickey Mouse to Genghis Khan, and even to the devil and angels, all exist in the hyper-reality of the collective consciousness. What he asserts is that he's experimented with reality and created 3 characters who exist not as part of a drama or from any historical context other than this present cultural setting, but 3 characters who exist purely for their own sake. But nonetheless, he asserts they do exist. If you press Dremmelone on this matter, he will simply say, "Mr. Leshk, Mr. Meshk, Mr. Gnosh, and then he will smile enigmatically. Whether you fall for his explanation or not, it's certainly got the chattering classes twittering away. Apparently there's not a single dinner party in the country where someone will eventually utter those words. Mr. Leshk, Mr. Meshk, Mr. Gnosh. So remember, if anyone asks you who they are, smile enigmatically. And remember, they are Mr. Leshk, Mr. Meshk, Mr. Gnosh.